Hello and welcome to another series of our daily guides. I am Reverend Father Peter Omgbu with you today. I want to tell you a story, a very wonderful story. Once upon a time in the world, there was the ruler of this world. The ruler of the world at that time, some trillion years ago, was Jupiter. While Jupiter was the ruler of the world, all the kingdoms in the world had their king. The kingdom of different animals, reptiles, birds. But the kingdom of frog did not have a king. So one day the kingdom of frog asked Jupiter, why we are looking, the birds they have their king, lizards, reptiles have their king, kingdom of monkey, tiger, lions, all having their king. Why are we not having a king? Please grant us a king. Give us a king like them. And Jupiter advised them, kingdom of frog, I have given you a good privilege so that you are not hurt any day. But well, if you request for a king, so be it. So Jupiter asked them to make a regalia boat, a big badge, dress it very well for him to bring the king to them. So on the fateful day, Jupiter chained the king on a chair and dropped the king from the heavens to the barge they have prepared very well for the festivities or celebration. And the king came and sat on the barge. While the king was there, the kingdom of frog was very happy. They were dancing, a lot of celebration groups came on dancing and so on. When they danced towards the right side of the barge, the king also fell towards the right side. And when they danced and pressed the other side, the left side of the barge, the chair of the king and the king well got towards the left side. To the right the same and backward the same. The king was just there sitting and looking at them. And after 3 days interval, the leaders of the kingdom of Frag complained to Jupiter. Jupiter, we don't like this kind of king. Why will you give us this kind of king? We have seen the one of the birds. We have seen the ones of other reptiles. We have seen the ones of tiger. They move around. They play with people. They do all kinds of things. But this one, he just sits and he's saying nothing to us. So please give us another king. We want a king that will talk. We want a king that will walk around. We want a king that will come around our homes. We want a king. And Jupiter told them, my children, frog kingdom, please, this king I've brought for you is the best of all. He said, no. So Jupiter said, okay, no problem. I will draw this king and I will give you another king. Having arranged with them on the particular day, having dressed a regular boat, Jupiter brought the king. The king this time around was a flying king. When Jupiter announced to them, behold your king, and they looked towards the right side, and the king was flying towards them. He was whitish in color, but they didn't know who it was or how it is. But when the king came closer to them, they found that it was egret. Egret. And very whitish, flying with flamboyant colors, sparkingly white. And they were overjoyed. They said, oh my God, this is the kind of king we want. So when the egret came, landed on the barge, egret looked at his front, his back, right and left. He said, oh, I've come to eat, because egret eats frogs. So he started bouncing on them one by one, and all of them jumped into the river. And they shouted, Jupiter, we are dying, oh, we are dying, please. Please come and help us, we are dying, please. This king is killing all of us. Please, we don't want this kind of king. Give us another king. Of course, Jupiter told them that I don't change kings anyhow. Well, I want to advise you to make do with this king, to love this king and understand your king and live with him, because I'm not going to give you another king. So, not worry about the kingdom of frog, requesting for a king. What are the moral lessons here today? You don't reject any leader given to you because every leader is peculiar and unique. God has given every leader his or her own peculiar gifts. You just have to understand that king and live with that king. Of course, when you marry too, you understand your husband, you understand your wife. You need to know what the husband wants, and also the husband should know what the wife wants, so that you don't have conflicts all the time. And the same way, Jupiter has a lesson from what we can get from the kingdom of frog. There is a daily guide for you. Do not fight, do not quarrel, love one another, and live peacefully. That was what Jupiter told the kingdom of frog. Do not fight, do not quarrel with your king, love him, understand your king, and live peacefully. So, wherever you find yourself, if you're in the market, you have a leader, love your leader. If you're in the office, you have a leader, love your leader. Anyone is given to you according to the scriptures, St. Peter says, people are appointed, are made commissioners to praise honorable people and to punish defaulters. And so, that is how it is. We pray and listen to the story of the kingdom of frog and live accordingly. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. That is my daily guide for you. God bless you all.